The Los Angeles Lakers and future Hall of Fame forward LeBron James have been in an awkward position this offseason, with rumors swirling about his uncertain future with the franchise. Whether that means James could request a trade, leave in free agency next offseason, or retire altogether, his future in Los Angeles does not seem too bright. With the possibility of a trade emerging, one potential destination stands out more than most: the San Antonio Spurs. Of course, the Spurs were hesitant to add 36-year-old Kevin Durant this summer, so why would they want to trade for 40-year-old LeBron James? However, James is a much cheaper asset to acquire and brings in unimaginable ticket and merchandise boosts. Fox Sports recently proposed an interesting trade idea that sends James to the Spurs. San Antonio Spurs receive LeBron James. Los Angeles Lakers receive Devin Vassell, Harrison Barnes, 2028 first-round pick. In this deal, the Lakers land Vassell, a promising 24-year-old guard entering the second season of a 5-year, $135 million contract, as well as veteran forward Harrison Barnes. Barnes, 33, helped take the Golden State Warriors to a championship in 2015, but has cemented himself as a reliable role player since then. Of course, the Spurs would likely love to build a core group of LeBron James, Victor Wembanyama, De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper, and company for at least one season, especially if they do not have to sacrifice too much of their future to do so. If the Spurs want to make the most of Wembanyama's third year in the NBA, this would be an intriguing move to make, but it is very unlikely that either franchise will go in this direction. One of the biggest storylines remaining this offseason for the Los Angeles Lakers is the future of Luka Doncic, especially if or when he will sign a contract extension to keep him with the franchise long-term. Doncic, of course, was brought to the Lakers at last year's trade deadline in a shocking trade with the Dallas Mavericks. Recently, NBA insider Dave McMenamin of ESPN broke down why he doesn't think Lakers fans should panic about the possibility of Doncic not sticking around with the franchise. I would say if you're a Laker fan, you shouldn't have any worry about Luka coming to some sort of extension agreement, said McMenamin on NBA Today. The Lakers have made their commitment to building around Doncic abundantly clear in the last few months, including immediately trying to trade for a center just days after the Doncic trade, something Anthony Davis had previously been clamoring for the organization to do for years. In fact, the Lakers' prioritization of Doncic has gotten to the point that some have speculated that it may have even alienated franchise star LeBron James, pointing to a recent cryptic statement from his agent Rich Paul as evidence. A strange time for the Lakers. The Lakers are currently in a rather unprecedented situation in regards to their team-building approach, having an aging all-time great and a young star both on the roster, both of whom essentially play the same position. Los Angeles has made some moves this offseason by adding free agents DeAndre Ayton and Marcus Smart, but they still figure to be several tiers below the Oklahoma City Thunder in the Western Conference hierarchy. Some have suggested that the Lakers are preparing for a future beyond the LeBron James era, pointing to a 2027 free agency class that figures to be loaded with star talent. Los Angeles has never been shy about going big game hunting in free agency. However, at the present moment, the Lakers seemed poised to run back their duo of Doncic and James, and will hope that the depth they've added will be enough to vault them past their first-round exit status of last season. The Phoenix Suns may have done a nice job of remodeling their roster after the departures of Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal this offseason, but there is still a glaring hole in their starting five. Right now, they don't have a true point guard outside of Colin Gillespie, and although he was brought back for a reason, he's going to be a backup next season. The Suns did also try and convince Chris Paul to come back for what is likely his final campaign in the NBA and narrowly missed out to the LA Clippers. If a 40-year-old is one of your main options, though, then that represents a bigger problem. One that the franchise better not try and fix with this free agent who is still available. Missing out on Marcus Smart made worse by latest intel. Marcus Smart recently signed with the Los Angeles Lakers, and as Mark Stein reported on his Substack after the signing was made official, the Suns also pushed hard to try and secure the former Boston Celtics point guard's signature. Smart may not be a floor general in the truest sense of the word, but his defensive-minded approach would have meshed well with what the Suns are building. Also nestled in Stein's reporting was the fact that Smart has been working on his conditioning and wants to prove that he can once again help a winning organization to get even better. That might seem like an obvious statement to make, but it is exactly what the Suns could have used in their own locker room each night. Smart clearly has a chip on his shoulder, and he should having been largely forgotten about since being moved by the Celtics. He's a former Defensive Player of the Year, while the team that drafted him went on to win a championship only after they had sacrificed him for their greater goal. That has got to hurt, and has clearly motivated the 31-year-old. Marcus Smart on what it'll be like when Celtics fans see him in a Lakers uniform. I'm expecting a lot of boos. I'm expecting a lot of hate, and it's okay, I understand it. Oh no, he didn't. July 23rd, 2025. The Suns are going to win a championship next season, but that kind of mentality would have been invaluable to the likes of Gillespie and Ryan Dunn. To say nothing of the fact he would have started for the Suns, which he would have, and given them an underrated table setter with his 4.6 assists per game for his career so far. Adding Smart would have also allowed the front office to move away from playing Booker at the 1, an experiment they once again seem like they want to try next season. New addition Jalen Green can pile up the points, but defensively he is currently a liability as well. Smart could have masked some of that, and all while having a redemption season for himself personally. Instead, it is the Lakers who will get to profit from that, while the Suns get linked with the likes of Ben Simmons. Even if nothing ultimately comes of that, the fact they're in this situation at all shows you how badly they need a point guard. Smart is going to start the season in amazing condition, and the Suns will think about what might have been. A forgotten piece of the infamous trade between the Los Angeles Lakers and Dallas Mavericks, where Luka Doncic was sent to LA and Anthony Davis to the Mavs, was the addition of Maxi Cleber in the deal to help make salaries match. Although injuries have sapped Cleber of the player he once was, the Würzburg, Germany native helped give Mans fans another connection to Dirk Nowitzki. Cleber had a broken foot at the time of the trade, and he only appeared in Game 5 of the playoffs against the Minnesota Timberwolves, playing 5 minutes. He's entering the final year of his deal, worth $11 million, and the Lakers may have tried to shop him around recently. The Lakers will sign Marcus Smart after he agreed to a buyout with the Washington Wizards, but they needed to free up more space to do so. They already waived Shake Milton, but they needed one more move to make it happen. Something they tried to do before waiving Jordan Goodwin on Monday was shop around Dalton Connect and Maxi Cleber, per Anthony Irwin of Lakers Lounge. The Lakers have a couple of paths they can head down. 1. The Lakers would prefer to complete some type of a consolidation trade, where they send out an expiring contract and Dalton Connect, and they bring in a player that they are more confident will help them this year, and continue on without having to waive Jordan Goodwin. Eventually, the Lakers just didn't want to move any future draft assets to get off of those salaries, and caved in to waive Goodwin. Cleber is the healthiest he's been in a while, per NBA insider Mark Stein, but he suffered a lot of injuries the last few years, and may not be the same player.